Right, what is going on, guys? Hope you can hear me well. Hope my Wi-Fi stays nice and alert today. I'm just checking on my phone if I'm live or not. Um, yeah, looks like we're live. Okay, let's go. Yeah, hope we're all doing well. I can see J Vic was first in the chat. J Vic, congratulations. Rodrigo in second. Rodrigo says, "How's it going?" Yeah, doing well. Thank you, Rodrigo. Nice chilled weekend. I actually played soccer yesterday. Rodrigo says he can hear me fine. Yeah, I actually had a really good game, to be fair. We won like 7-0. It was a bit of an easy game, but scored 2 goals, got myself an assist. Yeah, it was fun. Would have been nice if I filmed it, but I mean, yeah, it wasn't as if I was playing against anyone amazingly good, so it's not that much of an achievement, but nonetheless, I'm back within the goals and assists. Yeah, it was fun. Nice to get 19 minutes under my belt. Flow Easy's in. David, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining us. Anina's in. Hope we're all good. Flow Easy says, "What's my position?" Yesterday I played like number 8/number 10. Like if we're playing a 4-3-3, we'll have a holding mid and I'll be one of the two in front of the holding mid, if that makes sense. Surely 100 on SO5. To be fair, so what did I do? I nearly scored like first minute. It went over the bar. Anyway, I scored first. Was it first? Yeah, I scored first half, so that would have given me a 60. I couldn't really count my AA score, as in like I couldn't calculate it. I did take set pieces though, so I put in a few good balls, but we didn't score off any. I did get an assist second half, and I scored a penalty as well. So would have been 60, 70. I would have been on a decisive score of 80, and then if I would have been able to get a 20 AA score, then yeah, technically it could have been 100, but Opta won there, unfortunately. But yeah, it was super fun. Yeah, really, really fun to get some minutes under my belt. But yeah, guys, we will be. Milan Scout's just joined. Milan Scout, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining the live stream. We will be doing the giveaway towards the end of the live stream. I'm not going to do it at the start. I'm just going to talk about. Dan, we need someone covered so Opta can sign you. That's funny. Jonathan, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're just going to basically chat about. Well, you can see the title of the. Obviously, we're doing the the lineup builder for the upcoming game week, but we always try and get a topic at hand to sort of chat about. And today's topic is going to be sort of planning for the summer and what to do over the summer months. This is going to, I mean, what I'm doing isn't going to apply to everyone. What you're doing isn't going to apply to me. What you're doing isn't going to apply to everyone. Everyone's going to have a different strategy, and that's the beauty of Sorare. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Shaka Boom just joined the pie. Shaka Boom, how you doing, man? I'm doing well, thank you very much. So yeah, like I'm just going to talk about like what I'm kind of thinking of doing right now and what I am doing over the next few weeks to get me ready for the summer. Lewis has joined as well. Lewis, what's going on, mate? Thank you for asking how I'm doing. But yeah, I'm doing really well, thank you, bud. It's actually pouring down today with rain, so no bright skies today, unfortunately. So yeah, stuck in my room. I will try and go to the gym later, though, to be fair. But yeah, haven't left my house yet. But yeah, in terms of the summer, like you can see, I've made a few signings over the last, so since Ferreira, so last 4 days, I've sort of brought in this little contingency. Obviously, this guy will be given away as one of, the giveaway card, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've brought in 7 players. Did I see you were suffering with hay fever on Twitter? I am really suffering with hay fever. I don't know whether you notice when I'm on stream, but I do sneeze quite a lot. I actually really early this morning when I woke up like 8 o'clock, I went into my roommate's room and he's got like, hay fever tablets basically. I took one and I haven't sneezed all day. So yeah, we're having a good day so far. I would have been sneezing if I didn't take that tablet. It's one of the ones that don't make me drowsy, which is nice because I don't want to be tired. Yeah, I do suffer with hay fever since coming out to the US. I didn't suffer with it when I was in the UK and Wales for whatever reason. I have no clue. But yeah, guys, I've brought some signings in, as you can see, starting with Pablo Ruiz down here. I've timed it well, I'll be honest. He was suspended for last game. I bought him before the Montreal game. I played him this SO5 game week. He scored a 95. You could say it's fate. You could say it's good timing. But yeah, bought him for a price that I think he's still roughly around. I don't think he's much 6'5", okay, 5'9", okay, 0. Yes, you can still get him for roughly what I paid for him, even after him scoring 95. But yeah, I just needed a lot more strength in depth over the summer. Like I've got a lot of summer cards, like supers and rares, like with between Asia and America, but I didn't have enough quality to where if somebody got injured, like if my Frankie Amaya got injured, for example, I don't really have many of the centre mids that can really replace him. I have a Paxton Pomykal that could do a job, but his scores aren't great. They're okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like talking down on him too much, but he's not really what I want if my only goal is to play it, under 23s, which it is. Anina says Tsunomoto hidden gem. Lewis says he gets hay fever as well. It's the worst. What do you think of Paulinho of Sporting? He renewed his contract with he renewed his contract with expiring contract. I haven't watched him play too much. I saw him in the Champions League last year a little bit. He scored a few goals. I mean, yeah, he's over 23 for me, so he's not in my sort of category of players. But yeah, I don't know too much about him, Milan, to give you a good enough analysis on him, to be completely honest. But I know he was injured for a little while towards the end. But yeah, going back to what I'm doing this summer. So Pablo Ruiz being brought into the gallery just to give me a better midfield option, although he is only a rare. I brought in a Segikawa, who obviously, well, if you knew, he gave away a penalty on the weekend. So I bought him before the game week. He gave away a penalty. So they don't always work out for me. The Ruiz one did. In terms of his score, Segikawa didn't. I did have his rare. I sold his rare overnight for 0.3. And I paid 1.1 for the super. So, yeah, I think it's a decentish deal for 3.5, 4 times his super rare. It's kind of the going rate. Lee Sung Mo has been in good form recently. Okay, interesting. I brought this guy in, Daiki Sugioka. His L5 is really, really nice to look at, which is one of the reasons why I bought him. He also plays, he doesn't play for Kashima anymore. He plays for Shonan. And as you might know, I do have, where's he to? I do have a Kosei Tani who plays, of course, for Shonen. So I've basically built myself a little super rare and a rare defensive stack. Don't get me wrong, Shonen are one of the worst teams in the league. So, I'm not expecting crazy scores from both of them. I'm expecting good scores from this guy because he's been scoring really well recently. I paid like £300 for him. He's actually not that expensive. I'm not sure why people aren't really waking up to him. Maybe because he plays on a poor team. So you can see a 320. See, there's still a few up here for 250s, albeit it's an old card. But I bought an old card as well. What have we got here? Taha just said hello. What have we got? Milan says David's. Yeah, I think he is important. That's why they renewed him. The lad from PSG is going back to Sporting, so likely have Goncalves, Paulinho, and one more forward in the front line. Interesting. Mugosa season. Okay, I'm not. Do I know who that is? Do I own him? No, it doesn't look like I own him. Okay. Anina says, if you are looking for a Kashima Antlers stack, buy Suzuki or Ueda. I mean, Suzuki doesn't start, does he? So I don't really want to go down that hole yet until he's a starter. And Ueda as well, I was going to buy him, but I was a little bit scared that he's going to get a transfer. So I've kind of held off on that, to be honest. Then I brought in Alvaro Burrell. So Saturday night, I was watching the Cincinnati game. They played New England. And I was watching this kid play, and I didn't even know he had a card on Sorare. And I was saying to my friends, like, this kid looks tasty. So I looked on his sofa score. I saw that he got bought for like 1.5 million from like some Argentinian club. I was like, okay. Saw that he was 21 years old. And then I looked at his, like, no joke, I bought him. Basically, he scored on the weekend, but I bought him 40 minutes before he scored. So again, another nicely timed trade. Just quite lucky. I rated him whilst I was watching him play in real life. That's one of the good things. If you can watch games, like, there is a benefit to it. Don't get me wrong, because I ended up picking up this new card, Burrell, for £118, which is not a lot really. And now the cheapest up is like 180 for the new card. So like, there's a 50% profit margin there if I kind of really wanted to take it, which I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep him for a bit of depth. And I really do like him. He takes set pieces as well. He shares them with Luciano Acosta. So that was, a nice little addition to the summer gallery alongside Tsunomoto, who's arguably one of the best under-23 defenders. His scores haven't really, showed that over the past L5, but, we can't always just go off L5. We like to see things over, a season-long period, I guess. And then this one is more of obviously he plays in Europe. So, yeah, I brought in a Kakare. He's been injured for a little while. He missed like 6 or 7 games. He came back over the last 2 games, got 56-34. Yeah, he's been around, to be fair. This Kakare, he's an oldie. He's been around, was he a 1920 card? I do really like the look of them, to be honest. So I guess that was part of it. But yeah, Super Usmane basically had him up for like 1.2 ETH. And I had ETH available. I didn't have that much, but I was a bit like, you know what, let's see if he'll take a few trades. So basically I sent him, where's it to? I sent him my Sale Young Woo, which was a reward. He's already been bought as well, fair play. And then I also sent him a Nico Williams. Did that get bought? No. So he still has a Nico Williams. Again, I had 2 of him. And then 0.2 ETH for Kakare Super Rare. Like, he's not a world beater in the set, SO5 wise. He isn't going to be the best scorer midfielder next season by any stretch of the imagination. But I think he's going to give me kind of what I want, which is a bit of security. I know if I play Kakare, 8 times out of 10, he's going to hit me 50 to 60 AA wise. Not flat, I mean like combined with his like starting score. So 35 plus 25 in AA. And then plus the super rare score, which gets me to like low 70s, depending on XP bonus, is something I can get behind. Like I know he's not going to get me decisives. He isn't playing further enough up the field to really do that. But as a player, like on the eye, I really like watching him play. I think he's fantastic. He's just signed a long-term deal with Lyon. So that was one of the reasons why I did buy him, thinking that, he's going to be definitely nailed on for next season. And yeah, he's just a very sturdy player. I'm not going to say he's a world beater. He's not going to be a top 10 midfield option next year, but I know he's somebody that I can kind of just plug into either my under-23 super rare team or either my under-23 rare pro team, to where like I don't really even have to think about it. A lot of the time, every week, I'm always, do I go with this guy? Do I go with that guy? It's always like a contemplation, which is fine, but I kind of want to like, get rid of as much of that contemplation as possible. If I see a Kakare, it doesn't really matter what fixture it is. He's always going to do the same thing. He's going to put in a load of tackles, a load of interceptions, a load of duels won. He's going to keep the ball, and he's going to recycle the ball well, to where, he will rake up good AA scores. Again, he's not going to get those decisives, but, for the price I paid in terms of like the cards I gave up and the ETH I gave up, I can't expect a player to give me all that, Magosa has 10 goals in his last 10 games. Interesting. Okay. Jargy just joined the party. Jargy, what's going on, mate? And then my latest signing an hour ago, I bought a Koga Super Rare. I was going to buy him before I bought the Segikawa Super Rare, but I thought Segikawa's a bit younger, plays on a better team, arguably, albeit his scores haven't been as great. I kind of went with Segikawa, even though he was a bit more expensive. But I said, you know what? I had a bit of ETH spare, and I was like, I need to get this guy in. I need as much quality during this summer as possible. I've invested heavily in my, my super rare Asian guys, and even my rare Asian guys as well. So I kind of needed the strength and depth. As you can see, I bought my Tani 5 months ago, bought Nishio 5 months ago, alongside Osako, Young Woo. So I have some good options. Well, I had good options. Now I just have better options. I won the Arakai, who's gone off the face of the earth right now, for Antlers. So he's unusable. Mitsutu's been incredible for me. I've got to be honest. I bought him for 0.2. I think he's trading at like 0.6, 0.7. I've got the Cho Young Wook, albeit he hasn't really hit those decisives recently. Daiki can't get in the squad. So that's the problem with Asia. Like, there's just no consistency. 1 week your players are playing well and they're scoring high. The next week they're DMP'd. It's just really hard to really judge. But I think with the 4 players I've recently bought in, albeit they're all defenders, I think it's going to really give me just a solid foundation going into each game week, to where I'm a bit more secure with the players I own and the players I can kind of play. I only have 2 goalkeepers, so we're going to have to, adjust between, each team. Like I have, of course, America guys as well to look into. So I have a contingency of American Asia guys under 23 wise to where I can pick two good teams a week, whether that's a super rare under 23 and a rare pro, or just a rare pro and a rare. Either way, I'm trying to get out two teams a week. If I have to if I have to bench some guys who I shouldn't really bench, then albeit as long as I can win those rewards and sort of get into the best position possible for me. Jargy says, do I think Levitt will play for Wales? Whitty says Koga is a monster. Do I think Levitt will play for Wales? I don't think he'll start, if I'm completely honest. But he's a very good player and he's one for the future. I'm not going to say he's going to start the next playoff game, because I really don't think he will. But he's had a successful loan in Scotland. I think he has a good chance of jumping into the team over the next year or so. Do I see him? Let's say Wales qualify for the Euros. Do I see him starting? Probably not, if I had to guess. But that doesn't mean beyond the not the Euros, the World Cup this winter. I do see him sort of getting into the team eventually when like Ramsey retires, Joe Allen retires. We got a load of old guys who are still good-ish, to where Levitt isn't going to really start for me. And Nina says another Vinicius Souza investment, Kakare. Nah, I mean, kind of, but not really. I know what I'm going to get with Kakare, albeit it's going to be a new season. So, I don't know everything that's going to go on, but I mean, yeah, you could say it's an attempt to replicate my Vinicius Souza investment. Jackson says Levitt could be a monster with a cheeky championship loan. Completely agree with you, Jack. If he does get that cheeky championship loan, then 100% I think he could be a bit of a monster. Rodrigo says, have a tip for you. João Victor from Corinthians is looking to move to Portugal. Benfica or Porto in the lead. Yeah, great tip, Rodrigo. To be honest, I'm not going to say that I knew this, but I kind of did. I've seen the rumors over the last few days. If he does move to Porto, that'd be really nice because I could use him with my Costa. If he moves to Benfica, it's not as favorable for me. And he does have one more year of eligibility under 23. So he is definitely someone to think about. I do really appreciate you letting me know that, and everyone in the chat as well. Yeah, it could definitely be. It looks like he's going to move. They want like 10 mil for him roughly. So yeah, that is about that. Canary says, if my player gets relegated from La Liga, he is now useless. Yeah, that is the case. Unless he moves to another La Liga team or a team that is, that's covered. But yeah, for now, if he moves to La Liga 2, he will be quote unquote useless in SO5. Anina says, I remember when I said Enzo can bag 100. Anina, you said it. I remember you saying that, to be fair. I'll give you that. Josh says, seeing the Souza links to PSV, him and Verman could be under 23 SO5 golders next year. Yeah, that could be scary, to be completely honest. If Verman and Souza sort of play alongside each other at PSV, yeah, that would be scary. Did you play Silemikers this game week? I did, Milan. Yeah, we can have a look at my SO5 wrongdoings this weekend. But yeah, I did play Silemikers, to be fair. All I've won this game week is some ETH from this team here. Mignon got me an assist. He got me a clean sheet. Sergio Gomez with a decent score. Paxton, decent score. Doku off the bench. I actually sold my Doku over the weekend for 0.26 ETH. And then Yuito Suzuki, which with a very poor score. I think he got two big chances missed. Yeah, I mean, I watched the highlights, Milan, and I thought he played well. He obviously didn't get a decisive, but he had a few chances to score. Rodrigo says, I think he'll move to Porto already in the Champions League, and he will start because Mbemba will leave, and the other start is Pepe, who's almost 40. Yeah, that makes sense. João Victor could definitely be a very nice addition to that Porto side, which would be very welcomed. Okay, yeah, so going from the top, I said I would give away any reward this team won. Unfortunately, it didn't win a reward. Meki Lindo had a really good score. Pereira, very average. Gustavo, average. And Morris, average. And then Vargas conceded 4. So, yeah, no reward out of All-Star Limited. We've seen this one already. All-Star Rare Pro. Moss had a really good score. He conceded in like the 90th minute. Milan says, Leo is a crack. We won the title from him. Yeah, Leo was unbelievable this season. He was insane. Yeah, so Moss had a really good AA score. Young Woo was rested, which just killed me. Arson, no decisive. They lost 5-1. And Mai actually got a really nice decisive actually yesterday. I was quite impressed with it. I didn't watch the game, but they lost 2-0 away to into Miami. And then Cho Young Wook got an okay AA score as a forward, but nothing special. And yeah, that team didn't do anything at all. Under 23, Rare Vandervoort was rested. I have Layson, the backup goalie to him, and I didn't play him. Diego Palacios actually had a really nice score, to be fair, and a 2-0 win away to Columbus. Seo Young Woo, of course, was rested. So I only own one Seo Young Woo now. I traded him for the Maxine Kakare. Onana came off the bench. Mitsutu was the only highlight, to be fair. Got a wicked score, 77.1, 98 with the captains. Under 23 Rare Pro, this was really frustrating. So Osako conceded a goal, so no clean sheet. Badiashile got me a goal and an AA score of 20, which is really nice. He's going to be a beast for me next season. I'm really excited to use him. I think Monaco, because they drew at the end of the game, I think that means that they have to try and qualify for the Champions League instead of get automatic qualification for finishing second. Nishio had tonsillitis. Pablo Ruiz had a really, really good score, 94.6. I'm really pleased with that one. And Ferreira was on the bench, which was really, really weird. They lost 2-1 to Minnesota. Under 23 Super Rare, Tani got an okay score against Kobe. They won 2-1 though. Segikawa, before I bought the Super Rare, conceded a penalty. Salamakers, 14.2 AA score, not bad at all. Suzuki killed me, and Lahaji didn't even get off the bench. So really, really bad week, to be fair. A load of DMPs, which I kind of expected. I didn't expect the Seo Young Woo DMP, neither did I expect the Vandervoort DMP. So yeah, frustrating week. We leave the week with some ETH, which is obviously not the end of the world. We'll take it. And yeah, it kind of just allows us to look forward to the summer now. I guess there's still a few Eredivisie fixtures and some playoff fixtures in Europe this midweek, which is game week 273. I do have the new game lobby now. So last week when you guys were telling me about it, I didn't have it. So yeah, I weren't able to understand what you guys are saying. But yeah, it's a little bit clunky. I don't know if I like it that much, if I'm completely honest. I don't know. It just feels clunky, and it's just a lot of scrolling to do. I don't know. I don't love it. Let me know what you guys think of it. But for me, it's just not doing it for me right now. How can I even see? How do I see? How do I see the games that are playing? Is there a way for me to do that? Under 23 Pro matches. Okay. So I guess we'll have to go in here and have a look at the matches. So we got Copa Libertadores. Milan says he hates the new design. Rodrigo says it's confusing. Yeah, I agree. It's just not doing it for me, guys. I'll be honest. I really, really don't like it. So we got Copa Libertadores. I'll have my eyes on there's a Boca game, and the River Plate game is what I'm looking forward to. I'm praying to the River Plate gods that they don't rotate Enzo and Julian Alvarez. They're playing Lima, who are bottom of their group. They have like 1 point. River are top. But apparently, from what I'm hearing, they need to win. Or if they win, they get like a favorable draw in the next round in terms of like they get to play at home second leg or something like that. Rodrigo says it was so simple before, now it's a maze to find games. Yeah, I completely agree. I really don't like what they've done with this. And then we've got J-League fixtures, which is of course what I'm really looking forward to. I've got players I've got Koga playing here. Nishio, if he's recovered, will play in there. Shonen, obviously, I've got the goalkeeper. I've got a load of Kashima Antlers boys. I've got a load of Shimizu boys as well. So, and obviously my goalkeeper from Hiroshima. So really looking forward to the J-League fixtures. And then we have Europa Conference League finals, Roma versus Feyenoord. We have one Liga MX game. Oh, that's cool because I have the goalkeeper of Atlas. So hopefully we can put together a limited team. And like always, anything I win from the limited lineup, I'll give away to one of you guys. As always, Rapid Wien is playing as well in the Austrian Bundesliga. And we have Eredivisie fixture, Vitesse versus AZ Alkmaar. I think that is either Europa League or Champions League qualification. I think it's Europa League, to be fair. Or even Conference League, actually. So, yeah. Of course, I'm going to be concentrating on under 23 Pro. And then we'll kind of see what we can do outside of that. So in terms of what we can win, there's 15 prizes on offer. Not much ETH on offer in terms of the podiums, but you can still win your star rares and so on. So yeah, we won't shy away from a star rare. That would be very, very nice to add to the 3-star rares that we've won on our time on Sorare. Just having a look at the tier 1s, what we can win. Divine Wrench at the top, Seo Young Woo, Luke Baya, Goncalves. Okay, there's some nice players up there. Some really nice players. So, yeah, that will be our main objective this midweek, is to compete in under 23 Pro. And then where we can kind of fit in our other guys, it'll either be All-Star Rare Pro, it'll either be Asia Pro, or it'll either be under 23. But I think it's going to be All-Star Pro or Asia Pro. Gaza, you are on the big screen. Gaza, we all salute you. I really appreciate that. Canary says the Eredivisie games are Conference League, I think. Okay, interesting. I appreciate you having me on the old big screen, Gaza. But yeah, let's get into some lineup building for this upcoming game week. So as we said, we want to concentrate on under 23 Rare Pro. So 2 options, as always. It's either Osako as a rare goalkeeper, or we go with Tani as our super rare. Tani is playing away to Frontier, which I really don't love that fixture. Hiroshima away to Gamba, who aren't great, to be honest. I can't predict if there's going to be a clean sheet or not, but I favour the clean sheet over Tani's chances away to Frontier. So Osako's probably going to have to play in there for me. It's a bit of a no-brainer. And then defensively, we have a few options. As you can see, Segakawa has the best opposition score at home to Tosu. And then we have, obviously, Tsunemoto as well, playing for the same club. He's a rare. And then we got Nishio, who I said had tonsillitis. So that is a bit of a tough one to really gauge whether he's going to come back or not. So I probably won't risk him this game week. And then we have Koga. He's away to Consadole. And then Daiki is away to Frontier. And I think I'm going to keep him with my Tani. So I'm definitely going to go with Segakawa as my first defender and my first super rare. Midfield options, we have a Yuito Suzuki rare and super rare to look into. They are at home, so I don't hate the fixture. I don't love it because you just don't know what you're going to get with Shimizu. They struggle to score goals. And I need Nishio to score goals to be effective. Milan says, why teams in MLS J League will have a stop for 3 weeks in June? It's because of the international break. So there's Nation League games, there's World Cup qualifiers, Wales are playing. So yeah, there's international breaks, basically, Milan. That's the reason why. But yeah, I don't understand kind of why the MLS and J League stop, because they don't really have that many internationals. But yeah, I'm not too sure really on that, but I know there's internationals. So I think that's the reason. If anyone in the chat can let me know any differently. But yeah, in terms of midfielders, I mean, there's only one guy for the job, really, isn't it? If Enzo Fernandez plays, he has to be in my team. There's just no 2 ways about it. In terms of forwards, I love to stack my Enzo and Julian, and I was very stupid one time and I didn't stack them both, and I missed out on winning the under 23 Rare Pro division. So it's going to have to be a Julian Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez stack, hoping that River Plate don't rotate. And then as our extra player, obviously we're going to want it to be a super rare to maximize our XP capabilities. And here are our options. So we have a Koga, who we've just brought in. Opposition score doesn't look great, but I think he's a better option than Yuito Suzuki, which was going to be my second option. That they don't stand out, either of them. Of course, Yuito has the better opposition score, but sometimes that you shouldn't really always look at that as gospel. You just use it as a rough guide. Daiki could start this game week. He's been out of favor and been injured for a while for Shimizu. He is one of their best midfielders, but he just hasn't started games recently. David says, when does Julian Alvarez go to City? Will you be selling with Haaland coming in now? Surely he's loaned out, or he's sat on the bench next season. Avin says December. I heard it was July, But I think it was only going to be July if River didn't qualify in the Copa Libertadores, which they look like they have. Which, yeah, so Arvind is right. It will be December, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, what do I think happens when he moves there? It all depends on if Jesus, if Gabriel Jesus moves from Man City. Obviously, Haaland's coming in. If Haaland and Gabriel Jesus are there, I don't see how Alvarez bothers going to Man City in terms of, like, he might as well just go on loan elsewhere. I think somewhere in Europe would be cool for him to get, to climatize to European football. And then if Jesus does leave, then I can see him being part of the Man City squad at some point, alongside Haaland. I know Haaland in everyone's mind is going to be nailed on, but don't get me wrong, Haaland suffers with injuries quite a lot. So I'm not wishing injury upon him so I can get my Alvarez to play for Man City. But all I'm saying is Man City will rotate. It doesn't matter, whether it's Haaland or whoever. De Bruyne, they all get rotated. And to answer the question about selling or not, right now I'm not in a mind frame to want to sell him, to be completely honest. I believe in him long term. It's not going to be ideal him moving to Man City. But I do see him being useful there at some point. I don't see him being a week in, week out striker. But you just never know. He can play along the front line. He doesn't have to be the number 9, where Haaland kind of has to be the number 9. So I think there's a bit of room to play with there with Alvarez. But I do think he will go on loan again, if I had to guess. But I think it all depends on what Gabriel Jesus does. Milan says, what team in the Premier League do I support? To be honest, Milan, I used to support Man United as a kid. I kind of grew out of that, to be honest. Like, I'm not a diehard Premier League fan in any way. I don't support anyone. To be honest, I just love football. I love playing football. So yeah, I don't really support anyone, to be honest. And Ina says Betis have been sniffing around Julian. That's interesting. That would be very, very interesting. And next season, 5 subs are allowed, so he's most likely to be subbed on most games. Yeah, that is very interesting. I didn't know about the Betis thing, but I do like the sound of that. So just going back to what I think I should do here, I think Koga is my safest option. I know they're playing away from home, but I don't mind that as a defender. If you're playing away from home as a defensive in a team and you're a defender, the main objective is to keep a clean sheet. So you're going to hope to think that his main objective is to defend well, which kind of equates to good AA scores in my brain. And I would probably captain Enzo Fernandez, as that would be the most obvious pick. And I think that would conclude my under 23 pro team. Let me know if you would do anything different. But for me, that is the most. If I had a crystal ball and I knew that Enzo and Alvarez are going to start, then I think this is the team that I have to go for. I like playing 2 super rare defenders, which allows me then to play the Enzo and Julian, rare stack. Otherwise, I can't really fit them in. But I think that's a decent little team. Well, it is obviously a very good team as long as they all play. But getting them all on the field is going to be, of course, the most challenging thing. And then if that team is done, then that means that we can move on to our second team, which I said it could either go in All-Star Rare Pro, or it could go in Asia Pro. Going off the prizes here, this is what I like to do. So I'll look over here and say, okay, so there's 148 participants in Asia Pro. If you want me to move me by there. So yeah, 148 participants in Asia Pro. There's 13 cards on offer. So you're looking at like just over 1 in 10 shot. That's a card. And then, of course, in All-Star Pro, 35 cards on offer, but you're up against nearly 700 players, which isn't going to be easy, of course. You're going to be up against a lot of good cards there. But, to maximize the chances, not so much the chances of you winning, but the scope of, like, winning a good card, then I think All-Star Pro has to be where I kind of fit in my next guys. So we're going to do so. We're going to throw in Kosei Tani in there. We're going to partner him. We're going to change this to all scarcities, and we've got 3 options, but Nishio did have tonsillitis last game week, so we're going to leave him out, and we're going to go with Daiki with a bit of a shonen stack, albeit they're away to Frontail, which is going to be really, really tough, but we're going to go with it. We're going to ride the wave. We're going to go with Yuito Suzuki Super Rare in here and use up one of the Super Rares. We're going to go with Mitsutu as our forward because he's basically our only forward. We have a couple of Ikidas, but he's more of a long-term player. He plays for Shonen as well, to be fair, but I don't trust him to start this midweek. And then as our extra player, it looks like Tsunemoto is basically the only choice that we have because we've already used up our 2 supers. So I think this would be the team I'd rock. I'd probably go with Mitsuto as my captain. He's the most decisive, capable for me. So that would kind of be my thinking with this team. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be really tough in All-Star Rare Pro. I'm not expected really to win anything, to be honest. But if I get 5 starters, you just never know with Sorare. And yeah, that would probably conclude the All-Star Rare Pro team. Like I said, it could fall into Asia Pro as well, but I'm not sure if I really want to do that. I might change my mind later on this evening, but I probably won't. I'm pretty happy with how that looks and how my 2 Rare Pro teams look here. Again, I still don't really I don't love this little this little graphic, to be honest. It just reminds me of the app. They're trying to get things to look like the app, basically, on there. And I just don't know if it works, to be honest. But yeah, nonetheless, 2 solid teams. If they all start, then I'm obviously going to be over the moon. Do we have any rares to throw into All-Star Rare? I don't think I have, do I? We have a Vargas. No, we don't. We have Yuito, and we could throw in 2 rares, but it's not going to really do much for us, is it? Okay, so now I guess we need to go into see what we can build for the limited lineup. I'm not sure if I can get a full team out. I know I can get a few players out. So we have Camilo Vargas here. Jarji says he doesn't like this new design at all. We go with Vargas. We could go with Reyes. He actually scored really well last week. He got himself an assist, I believe. Asaka wasn't in the squad last game, but I don't fancy Akita playing, so we're going to have to go there. I'd probably go with Mateus Suarez just to come off the bench over Akita, and then I would probably go with Paulo Diaz as my extra player. Like I said, I don't have many options. I just have a load of Akitas. So this would probably be the team that I'm going to rock. It's not the best team in the world. It's not the worst. I'd probably captain Paulo Diaz. And like I said, any reward I win from that team, don't get me wrong, it won't be easy to win one. But if I do, it will go to one of you guys who, of course, support the channel, help me with my live streams and just be there to chat about Sorare with me. So I do really appreciate that and all your engagement. And yeah, just being there to give me your time. It does really mean a lot to me. But yeah, that looks like that's going to conclude the lineup building for this video. To be fair, I think I'm quite happy with what I've got. I can't really do much outside of what I've just done. Let's have a look at so what we got this week. We've got the Specialist Rare League. Okay, and then we've got Special. Could I play those boys in Special? Could I play them in here? Let me see. So he would be 48. Diaz. No, I wouldn't have. No, none of my players have L15s less than 40, so that can't work, unfortunately. I was thinking about playing this team in one of the or in the Specialist Limited League, but that doesn't look like that's going to work out. So yeah, we'll kind of just have to leave that as it is. So we do have, of course, the giveaway to do. Is there anyone that wants me to have a look at their lineups for midweek? I can go over to Sorare Data and type in your name, and we can go through your lineups. Let me know in the comments. Write your name or write your gallery name, and if you have a team or you're looking to put a team in for midweek, let me know, and I can sort of try and help you with, just giving you a bit of advice, maybe. For midweek. So let me know if you'd like to do that, and then we'll go into we'll go into do the giveaway. Lewis hasn't got a game. Okay, no problem, Lou. If there's anyone else that would like it, just let me know in the comments in the live stream chat, and I'll try and see what I can. Yeah, Flow Easy the same. Yeah, it's going to be a tough midweek. If you're not heavily involved in Asians, then you're not really going to have that much of a team going on, especially if you're of course heavily invested in European guys. But yeah, I mean, if nobody wants me to do that, then I could just have a quick chat about like the options over the summer. Rob says, "Good evening, Harry. Have a good weekend." Thank you, Rob, for joining the live stream. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, I did have a really nice. I had a good weekend. To be fair, I told the chat this earlier on. I played 90 minutes yesterday. Scored 2 goals, got 1 assist. Might have got 100 A, not 100 A. It's got 100 on Sorare if it was covered, but it wasn't. But yeah, I had a really nice time. I played 80 minutes. I felt like I'm trying to lose a bit of weight right now. After I was training every day in college and stuff, so I've put on a bit of timber over the last year, so I'm having to get back into shape and stuff. But it's coming there slowly. So yeah, I played 90 minutes. I went for some food. I didn't do much Saturday night, to be fair, at all, and I didn't do much Friday night either. So yeah, really quiet week for me, just full of football, really, as usual. Array says, who win the giveaway? I haven't done the giveaway yet. Canary says, what position do I play? I was trying to explain earlier. So we played 4-3-3. Obviously, you have like the holding mid. I was like one of the two in front of the holding mid, basically. Marcel said, what happened to Nishio? Nishio has tonsillitis right now, Marcel. So that was the reason for him not being in... for being in the team on the weekend. I was going to do a little, you know what I'm going to do? This is really random, but I'm going to try and work out what my best team is for next season in just any of my, well, can we do it? Yeah, we'll do it in a training lineup. So add team. So I'm just trying to predict what my best, I know it's going to depend on the fixture, but I'm trying to look into what would my best under 23 rare pro team look like next season when the European season starts up again. So I think Diego Costa has to be our goalkeeper. I think that's a no-brainer. I can go into the used as well. Of course, they're just going to be our Asian guys. But yeah, I think Badia Shia would have to be one of our super rares in here, wouldn't he? Either him or Eric Garcia, depending on if Eric Garcia is number one choice or, centre back for Barca. But I think Badia Shiel's most nailed on, so I'd probably have to go with him. And then in midfield, Fabio Vieira could be a very nice option. Who else do we have? Silamikers, decent option. Kakure's a nice option. So is Yari Visharan. It's basically out of Visharan and Kakure, I would say. Visharan's more decisive, capable. Max Kakure has the better AA score. Jarji says, are you building the team for the Nations League? Because if you do, I have some good players who could be good. To be fair, I do have a bit of a team. Let me show you. So in lineup builder, so I think, let me have a look here. To answer the question, I do have a bit of a team for Nations League. So I think this is the first week the Nations League happens. So if Diego Costa starts for Spain, I can play Costa. I have options in defense. I can go Nico Williams, who's away to Poland, or Eric Garcia. It says he's injured, but he is in the Spain squad. So I'd probably go with Eric Garcia. In midfield, I have Arsene, who would probably start for Russia. Up front, I don't have anyone. So that is definitely a worry, but I think I would have to instead go with a all-star rare pro team and go with Diego Costa. I'd still go with Eric Garcia. I could go with Aaron Ramsey or Arsene, but I'd probably go with Arsene. And then I could go with Bale up front, who's playing for Wales. And then I would probably go with Nico Williams as my super rare. So that would probably be my Nations League team. There's more games again. So I think this week, though, the Argentinian games are back this game week. So they haven't been counted yet on Sorare data. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Flo Easy says, aren't Russia banned from playing? I thought they were, but it doesn't look like to me. I mean, it says they have a game against Albania. Gary says Russia didn't play Nations League. That's weird. That's interesting. If that's the case, then I'll have to just play Aaron Ramsey, which is fine. And then Netherlands have a fixture, so hopefully Gakpo can be involved in that game. And so does Sloan as well. You can get De Boer, he would bang, in my opinion. To be fair, I don't like buying players just for like specific game weeks, especially for like national teams, because I wouldn't, if I'm gonna buy somebody, I want to be able to use him for his national team and his club. Like, I'm not gonna use De Boer because I play only under 23. So yeah, he would do well though. Don't get me wrong, Georgie. I do agree with you. But yeah, let's just go in. I'm just gonna try and look who else could I play in this team. So let's say Yari Visharan's probably my best midfield option there, and then up front we have some options. Obviously, if Cody Gakpo stays at PSV, that could be huge. We do have an Ansu Fati somewhere as well. Where's he hiding? Where is he? There he is. So I'd probably go with Fati there. And then as our extra player, who's our best rare? Maybe Wesley Fofana, maybe Fabio Vieira, depending on the fixture. Cody Gakpo. We can put out a decent, well, a very good under 23 rare pro team here. Having a look at what we could do for super rare division. So there's a period where the J League and the European League sort of play at the same time again. So I will be able to use my Tanny in that case. So if we're going off that, then I'd probably we have a lot of options. I'm really happy with how many options I have at this point, because if my only concentration is under 23s, I need a lot of depth. I need the depth there to where if somebody gets injured or if somebody's got a bad game week, I need to be able to adjust and get things, working again. So yeah, that to me, that looks like a nice little super rare team for when the European season sort of starts up again. But yeah, I guess that didn't take too long, did it, to be fair, into having a look at my teams. But yeah, over the summer, my main objectives are to play at least 2 teams every game week. So, midweeks are going to be tough, but at least 2 teams every weekend, whether that's an under 23 super rare, under 23 rare, or under 23 rare pro, a combination of 2 of those, because I only have 2 playing goalkeepers over the summer. And then, yeah, it's to win as many rewards as I can, as anyone playing SO5 wants to do. But if you don't have summer teams, if you don't have Asians, if you don't have American players, then I guess the next best thing to do is to prepare for European football. But looking at the market, I haven't seen much of a dip yet in terms of European players. Maybe that's because it's only just stopped. There is obviously dips in players, but for the most part, I don't know if there's been that many dips, and I think we'll see more of a dip over the next month or so, if I had to guess. When we're heavily into June to where there's no European football at all, I think that is where we'll see the most dips in European players. So yeah, you have a few options this summer. You either play SO5 and buy, Asian and American players, or you don't play SO5 and you just prep for the European season, or you just buy and sell Asian and American players, to where, for example, I bought Pablo Ruiz before he scored 100, and then his price rises, 10, 15%, you sell him on, and you're basically just flipping over the summer. I guess those are the only 3 options over the summer that you can really do. David says the dip's already happened, in my opinion. Think it will only rise from here. Interesting. What, David, do you think that'll happen? You think the European players will rise from this point onwards? That's interesting to know. Avid says the ETH, in ETH there isn't a dip, but fiat wise there is a dip. Yeah, I agree with that. Gary says, when does the transfer window open? I think it's July, isn't it? Oh, June 1st, Avid says. Thank you for letting us know that. David says, yeah, we've seen a drop in fiat over the last month. Whitehead's in the party. Whitehead, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining the chat. I hope you're having a fun time in Arizona. It's pouring down with rain here, so you're not missing out on much. Flo Easy says, yeah, maybe there will be a bit of a dip after the Nations League. Yeah, that could be a good shout, Flo. Bob Flynn's just joined as well. Bob, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining the chat. I've built my teams. We're just basically chatting about the summer, basically, and trying to kind of guess when there's going to be a dip. But I have my 3 teams for midweek. If you wanted to have a little look at them. And yeah, I was just chatting about what my plan is over the summer. Like, my plan for the whole of the year is to be competitive in under 23. That's my only goal on Sorare. So that means that I need obviously some good under 23s for the summer, which I'm trying to acquire, which I think I've acquired. But I was saying, there's loads of things you can do. You can buy and sell Asian and America players, in and out of them, coming back from injury or having a good L5. There's loads of buying and selling opportunities, flipping wise. There's also a very good opportunity, I think, to prep for European football next season, and get your targets in now when there's no games on. Like who said it in the chat? Yeah, Flo Easy says there might be a bit of a dip after the Nations League. Yeah, that's when I'm predicting there'll be a European dip. I think late June would be my guess. I have no way of quantifying that or proving that. Bob says he sold all his under 23 rares. Interesting. Bob, what was your reasoning on that? I'd be interested to know. Gary said time to deposit. Next 2 weeks, I think we'll see a European players level off and then rise from there. Interesting. Canary says, isn't ETH price for players staying the same as it's countering the fiat drop with ETH value dropping? At least I think I got that right. Yeah, Canaries, you are right there. Effectively, fiat prices are dropping, but most of the people on the platform, if not everyone, kind of values in ETH. So yeah, ETH values are kind of staying in the same range as they were before the ETH dip, but now the fiat price is just a lot lower, if that makes sense. Joshua says, going by the MLS Asian trends, the lowest was last week of the season. I don't think there will be a dip, but market will be sideways. David says a lot of European leagues come back mid-July, earlier than this season, so expect the rise earlier. Interesting, David. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's a good way to look at it. To be fair, David, I back you on that. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, like the summer isn't really that long. Like I don't have that long with my Asian guys. I have from now basically until, like David says, mid-July to sort of capitalize on my Asian and MLS under 23 wins if I can. My goal when I first bought my my super rare, where's he to? When I first bought Tani like 5 months ago with the money that I made from Vinicius Souza and a load of these Asian guys, my goal was to sort of really try and win some rewards during the break between, European football ending and starting up again in July. So this is now, like this week onwards, is where I need to sort of come into my own and start winning some prizes. Don't get me wrong, I've won a lot of good rewards already. I won a tier 1 super rare with Tani in the form of, where's he to? Arakai, of course, isn't doing much for me right now, but he is somebody I could probably use in the future. So yeah, in a way, they've kind of paid dividends already, a lot of my Asian under 23 guys, but this is where now I really want them to come into their own, and I've added on a load of a few new guys as well in Segikawa and Koga, so just for some depth, to really just capitalize on there being no European football. To be honest, Bob says Hassel broke his finger, so I sold him. Bought Carlos Heel, moved Mihalovic, Carranza, and João Victor. Interesting. I see that. Yeah, if your goalie's broken his finger and he's out for a few weeks, then there's probably no point you playing under 23s, is there? So yeah, makes sense. You bought Carlos Heel, probably the best summer, if not best, one of the best cards in the game. David says Belgian players already rising slightly. Interesting. Craig's just joined the party. Craig, what's going on, mate? Avin said, I'm planning to build an RB Salzburg stock. Are there any risks in terms of transfers? Avin's actually a good question. One of my good friends I've met through Sorare, his name's what's his name on here? Genki. Jenky, one of my friends, he has a big Salzburg stack. Let me see if we can find. Has he put them in a squad? No, he hasn't. But I know he has a load of under 23 Salzburg players. And his kind of way of doing it was just like to kind of just buy them all, basically. So as you can see here, he's got Sesko, Capaldo. I can't pronounce this guy's name. Kajad. Akafor, Susic, Mantle, Kamara, Soleil. Adiemi obviously is moving. So yeah, he's heavily into the Salzburg boys. The only worry with me with Salzburg is a lot of rotation. Like I said, Adiemi is on his way to Dortmund, basically. Well, he is already on his way, so he's out of the question. David says loads. Yeah. To put it nicely, there's a lot of things to worry about with Salzburg. They're a selling club, so I wouldn't bank on a load of their guys being there over the summer. To be completely honest, David just said then Cologne, Wobber, Seiweld, Susic, Kamara, Africa. They've all been linked, which are going to, like, every young good player is going to get linked. But yeah, it's not ideal, is it really? Anina says Anderson, I think, is moving to Leeds. Yeah, I saw that. 28 million, which is a lot of money, to be fair. I'm quite surprised. Avin said he has Soleil and Wobber. Interesting. Nice little defensive stack there. Soleil's a really, really good player. His scores have been crazy recently. Hopefully he can sort of emulate that next season. I guess we could do our Sorare mega teams. I haven't done them for this midweek, so let's get them going. I probably can do a mega 8 and a 5. I don't think I can do a mega 10. Okay, let's see. Maybe we could, because we have our limited players as well, which I forgot about. Yeah, maybe we can try a mega 11 and see how we get on. So in goals, I think we'll have to go Camilo Vargas, Paulo Diaz at the back we'll go him, we'll go Tsunomoto, and we'll go Koga. In midfield, we'll go Enzo. We'll go. We're a little bit tight in midfield, aren't we? Maybe we won't do a mega. We'll do a mega 8 and a 5. I go back on my word. Okay, let's do this again. Camilo Vargas. We'll go Paulo Diaz, Daiki, Enzo. We'll go Yuito. We might have to play 3. We might have to play 3 at the back. We'll go Enzo there, and then up front we'll have to go Mitsutu and Alvarez. Oh, I don't like the look of this team either, to be honest. Let me change him for Tsunomoto. Okay, it's not a bad team. We'll captain. Maybe we won't be able to do a mega 5. We'll have to just do a mega 3. For our mega 3, we're going to go with Segakawa, Daiki, 2 defenders, not ideal really, and then we'll go with Yuta Suzuki again. We'll captain Segakawa. Wobber linked heavily to Wolfsburg. Soleil should be safe as he's only recently moved there. Interesting stuff, David. Okay, so that's Sorare mega out the way. Okay. We're close to an hour. We've had a load of late entries into the giveaway. I was actually really, really happy with how many people did the giveaway, to be honest. Every time I've done a giveaway before this, I've never had this many people enter my giveaway. So that was really, really pleasing. And yeah, we'll just get into it. Let's just start the giveaway because why not? We've been going an hour now. Okay, so what do we need to do here? Oh, I turned my flashlight on my phone on accident. So we go load tweet. Does it tell us how many people have entered? I'm not sure it does. Okay, so we need 1 win account. We'll get rid of all these. They must be following. So at Harry Trades YT. If they're not following, then that is their loss. I'm not sure. Yeah, that should work. Okay, and then entries. So we have, okay, so it only says we have 888 entries. It probably should be more than that, shouldn't it? Yeah, we're getting a few last last minute entries here. I'm not sure if I can. I mean, if maybe that's because some people didn't follow. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Let's do it again though. Let's do one more. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we have all the entries in, and it's just a matter of picking our winner. So you have to be following me. That's why not everyone that retweeted followed me, but this is the guy that's on offer. And yeah, guys, let's just get straight into it. No messing around. The winner of the giveaway is boom. Johan is the winner. Johan, congratulations if you are winning. If you are listening, let's have a look if we can find him. Johan's what was it? At congratulations, Johan. You are the winner. Draft. Everyone saying congrats in the chat. Thank you, guys. Very nice of you. This is him. He does follow me. He has 5 followers. Looks like an account that he just uses for retweets, but to be fair, he's won it. Can't fault him. Let me give him a DM. Congrats. You won my giveaway. What is your Sorare gallery name? Okay, nice. Nice win. Yeah, what was the question then? David says, question, Harry, how much of your total Sorare data value is in goalkeepers? Trying to figure out if I have too much capital trapped in goalkeepers rather than outfield. Interesting, David. I'm not too sure. I mean, I basically have 4 starting goalkeepers. I have Costa, Van der Voort, Tani, and Osako. The rest, obviously, okay, Vargas is as well, but he's limited. Layson's a backup, Leszczyk's a backup, Deschamps is a backup, and so is Mossa. So, I mean, if you could, can we see how much? Well, that's not right because we can look at his floor. If we look at floor price, we can't even look at 4. Let's look at 3-day average. So 3.4. What's that? 4.4, 5.2, 7, 8. You're looking at like probably nearly 9 ETH of my galleries in goalkeepers, and that's what 1/4 of my gallery. So, so 1/4. I don't know whether that's too high. I don't know whether that I do have you're looking at under 23 keepers are going to be more expensive. They're going to be expensive, right? So maybe that's like a false. Like maybe that's just like a thing for under 23 galleries, like myself. Like you're going to have a lot of capital in goalkeepers because they're very expensive. David says his is 28% of his total value, and that's with only three nailed on starters, which seems really high. That's interesting, David. If they're under 23s, which I think they are, most of them, then I would say that like it's kind of normal-ish. Maybe you'd want to try and get that down to 20%. These are just ballpark numbers. I have no way of really proving this, but the thing is with goalkeepers, like you said, and like I've just said, like I have a few here that are not starters, but if some of these are starters next season, if Leszczyk's a starter, he's a 1 ETH card, like simple as. So there's a lot of upside in having non-starting goalkeepers, if that makes sense. David says he's the same with you, just 3 starting under 23s. Yeah, so if that's the case, I think you're in a normal position, to be honest. JVic says, have you announced the YouTube winner, the giveaway winner? Yeah, I have announced the winner. It's this guy. This guy won the giveaway. So yeah, he will be receiving that card as long as he has a Sorare account. So yeah, it's kind of tough to gauge really, but I don't think there's anything wrong with having a load of goalkeepers that aren't starters, because especially if they're young as well, you just need one of them to pop off, and there's 1 ETH card already, So that's definitely a massive plus, I think, with having a lot of goalkeepers. I know it feels like just wasted and tied up capital, but I do think there is definitely upside in keeping them around, in the gallery. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to conclude today's stream. We've been going an hour and 4 minutes. Thankfully, we haven't lost connection at any point. So yeah, really pleased with that, to be honest. My Wi-Fi is behaving for once. But yeah, I will get that card sent over to the fella that won. Avin says maybe you should do a giveaway only to those who are watching the stream live. Yeah, I've done that before, Avi, to be fair. That is something I'll probably do with, like, say if I win a card from this team here. Anina says, oh, did I miss the giveaway? I was carried away with the hamburger. Yeah, you did miss it, Anina. It was this guy here, Johan. Yeah, I do giveaways on my stream all the time. So yeah. But it's quite awkward to do it on stream because, like, there's no real way to, like, enter, really. I mean, there is. You could just, like, type something in the chat, but I meant the YouTube comment giveaways. Right, is that what you meant? Let me see. All right. Did I announce them? I'm not sure if I did or not, to be honest. Let me check. So this was okay, yeah. Well, no, to be fair, the Diaz one was if I won a card from the weekend, if that makes sense. So like I said, if this team were to win me a card on this given game week, then I would have given away any cards that it won to somebody that commented down below. But yeah, so that's kind of the way I'm going to do that. Like those ones going forward is like if in that given game week one of my limited teams win a card, then whatever you comment is your entry into that giveaway, if that makes sense. Sorry if I don't explain it very well. I'm not great with my words. JVix says thanks though. Looks like you did understand, which is good. I'm glad, JVix. So yeah. So this game week, we've got All-Star Limited. Like I said, if this does win me anything, anything I win this week will go to one of you guys. All you need to do, same as what JFig said, then comment after this video, after this live stream goes live, you'll be able to comment under the video. I want you to let me know who is going to win the Conference League final between Feyenoord and Roma, and give me the first goal scorer's name. So for me, I'm going to say Tammy Abraham, Roma are going to win the Conference League final. That is going to be my prediction. I'll meet you over there in the comments now. I'm going to end the stream right now. And yeah, we'll sort of get a little conversation going in the YouTube section of, wait, can I do it this way? Let me see. See, yeah, so see how there's no comment section right now because like we're watching it live. Then yeah, basically when it stops going live, just go over and comment who you think is going to win the Conference League final and who's going to score the first goal. By the way, how good was Balotelli's goal yesterday? Oh, that wasn't yesterday, sorry, that was 6 days ago, but he did score a crazy Rabona yesterday. But anyway, guys, leave a like on the video, please. Go over and comment who you think is going to win between Roma and Feyenoord. Give me the first goal scorer's name. You don't have to guess the goal scorer, right? I'll just pick one of the comments to win the limited card if I do win a limited card this weekend. So this midweek, sorry. Have a wicked game week. I shall see you on Thursday. There might be a video either tomorrow or Wednesday going up. But yeah, live stream will be Thursday. And yeah, guys, really do appreciate it. J Vic says phenomenal goal. All the best, lads.